I was recently on this app called Blue Sky, and there was a topic. I'm gonna send a trigger warning. It was about assault of a sexual nature um, on someone who just was like basically sharing their experience. And I noticed on the app that when she was sharing her experience, the person who assaulted her is also on the app and is also an interactive member of the app and interacts with a lot of people. And he was like a couple of people's mutuals. And I noticed that the men, their reaction was very like to the extreme, which it should have been. Was very warranted. But I noticed a lot when it comes to assault and that nature in men, it's always like, oh well, my homeboys aren't like that, or I would have beat them up, or women, you need to like arm yourselves and you need to get your licenses and you need to, you know, do what you need to do. And one, my issue is always that it's always on women to protect themselves, um, and do things to prevent things from happening. And men never know an assaulter, but a woman always knows someone who was assaulted, self included, right? So I was thinking the responses, like I said, the responses from the men was very warranted. And, you know, it is what it is. Like, it's definitely, there should be a reaction if it's an option, right? But I feel like um, I was also responding to someone I was watching that said that, you know, when we do stuff, we always feel like we have to do stuff on a macro level. And that's how I felt on the responses of the men. Like, you know, their responses on the macro level. But I think that maybe stuff should be done at the micro level to help this culture. I feel like yes, it's cool to respond and like, yeah, if you want me to handle something for you, I handle something for you on a physical, whatever you got to do, right? But I feel like more men should talk to their sons and their nephews and their little cousins and their little homies. If you interact with any younger man, I feel like there should be more conversations about consent and body autonomy to gain traction and to help things at the root, not to make an excuse for people who have done stuff saying that, you know, they should have been taught better. Because at a certain age, you actually should know better, especially when it comes to stuff like that. But I feel like a lot of situations happen and a lot of situations escalate and develop because things are not handled at the root like they should be. So I feel like first, men, if you're not educated, to educate yourself more on consent and body language and communication, and pass that information on to the generation behind you. Talk to your sons, talk to your nephews, talk to your cousins, talk to your little homies. Like I said, like have conversations, have legitimate conversations about what consent is and it's not, body autonomy and what that means, and having conversations because it's not enough to just say you thought this is what it meant. Like it should be more conversations on what things are and what things are not. But yeah, that was just my little 2 cents.